Hey love bugs, this is Roslynn back at you one more again. I hope everybody is doing blessed. I'm doing blessed and highly favored, and definitely hope the same for you. And if this is your first time stopping by my channel, much love to you and welcome. And to my returning subs, my grown, extended, beautiful family, as always, thank you so much for the love and support. It is truly appreciated. So with that being said, much love to all. Namaste, love and blessings, love and light, and many blessings are definitely coming your way. And if you've been watching my videos for a while and have not already, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when I'm about to upload my next video, and make sure you hit, when you hit subscribe, you hit all so you can get all the videos. And if you're comfortable enough, please drop me a line. I would love the chance to get to know you as much as you're getting to know me. Even if it's on the positive feedback to the content, is greatly appreciated. Give a thumbs up and share. And if you're comfortable enough, let me know where your geographical location is. Like, hey, I'm overseas, I'm in Europe, whatever. You ain't gotta give all the address, and nobody don't need to know all that. But anyways, if you're going through to get to, you know, you're going through a lot of changes right now, and change can be uncomfortable. You know, it can make you want to give up. It can make you want to pull your hair out. Just too much. But I'm giving you so much love, upliftment, persistence, discipline, persistence, determination, you know, for you to be able to get through whatever you're struggling with. You know, even it's like the ancestors are saying, hey, we got you. So I'm sending that towards you 1,000,000 times fold. You're going to keep going. Don't sleep on yourself. Don't give up. If you got to recharge, please do it. But do not give up on that. You are so close. And anybody's coming in with Decepticon-ass energy, narcissistic or nefarious vibes, it's just like we over here making history. We ain't over here trying to get bitter. We making better. Okay? So whatever you're trying to bring towards our way, this ill will, deceit, deceive, you know, deplete or destroy, that stays with you. And the video I'm doing today is called Twin Flame 101. Certain events had to take place in your life to help you have a better relationship with self. It is so damn true. Oh my God. It is so true. There'll be different times that you're trying to find your purpose in life, or it'll be just like you know, how are your upbringing, you know, what kind of friends were you around, how you were treated. Did you have people that believed in you? You had people that, you know, hey, we 10 toe down with this, we go back like 4 flats. You know, those type of people that they're not there just for when things are good. You know, you got people that are really riding for you even when things are bad. And there's a lot of things that a lot of people are going through, especially when you go through these spiritual awakenings. It's awakening a part of the spirit that is unknown to us, very unfamiliar, but it's not creating a new you. It's creating and transforming the authentic you. You're going right back to your original self, in your power, in your confidence, manifestations like crazy. You know, you see yourself as a god or goddesses, and I'm not talking about god-like complex, like you looking at everybody else and say they're beneath me. We're not talking about that. But you are not finding a frequency. You are the frequency. You're not looking for the vibe. You are the vibe. You are the flex. You know, there'll be different things you had to really go through. It's like, you know, I would look at the different choices of friends that I had. There was some that I had that really, you know, this was around the time I was like in a dark place. You know, I got into a car accident with a drunk driver, and, you know, he almost, well, actually he did. You know, I was gone for a minute. I went to the upper room for a minute, said hello, hi, and they were like, no, you're not ready yet. Get your ass back down there. You know, and I came back. You know, I had it in, what do they call it, NDE. Near-death experience. You know, I had gone through a lot of different things like that. You know, I've seen different people that was there to support me. You know, if I needed some help, if I needed, you know, I had that. But then I noticed there was people that would guide me purposely towards the wrong way, or they would constantly bring confusion into my life, or I didn't start noticing until a later time that I was put in competition to comparison, or, you know, when I started knowing who, you know, I was truly in my life, you know, and the different trauma I went through by knowing, you know, what I was going through, finding the identity of my father, not realizing I've been talking to my dad for years and did not know it, you know, and on top of that, him being a musician and being very well known. It was a lot of different things I went through, yeah. Confirmation, you know, went through that was very traumatizing. And I mean, when it was a very lonely world, when I started, finding out who I was, it was exciting, but then it was like hurt, because I lived out one of my fears. It was just like my family always knew the worst fear I had is just to know I knew my parent, my original biological family, and didn't know they were staring in my face the whole time. So it was just like different people that made sure I lived out that fear, and going through that. And it's like something I have to work on every day. And it's like hard when you don't know if you're adopted. You know. And a lot of times people can get blessed when they're either in foster care or you're adopted because the parents, want a better life for you, or they were young, or they were addicted to addictions and different stuff like that where they put you up for adoption or whatever. And that is a part that you want to know of you. And I noticed there was like always a big gap in my life that I felt like there was something that was being coded for me, like being shielded off, like I'm not supposed to know. And then when that tragedy happened and it went viral, next thing you know, I was like, I was even telling my friends, something's gonna happen really bad, whatever it is. And they were like, I was looking so like detached. They were like, what's wrong with you? And I said, there's going to be a death, and whoever it is, it's going to be somebody that everybody knows. And when this happens, it's like the world's just going to go on pause. And I don't know why, but I feel like this is a person I look up to as a father figure. Is in like, okay, so it's going to be a guy. And I'm like, yeah, because it's like the people I hung around with, when they know I spoke on something that happened, and they were like, oh shit, who is it? And I had those 2 times, like once when my dad died, another one when all that mess went down with Kobe, and that was a lot worse, but it was just like different things that came into my life when I started finding out who I was related to. I mean, people dropped out of my life like flies, or there was people that other people was talking about, and I had a whole coven popped up on me, trying to take me out. It was bad, it was really bad. And I was just really trying to understand why, why this, I mean, there's people that say they're connected to my dad and they love him, but it's like you're sending me death threats. I'm like, how are you going to do that? That means you only like a certain part of him, but you're not loving him within a whole. You only love the aspect of what you feel like you like about him, and the rest of the stuff you're like, ain't gonna do. But these are the different things that that takes place into your life, and it gives you understanding to be able to know what you're dealing with, what you had to go through, to be able to find out who you truly are. A lot of times it can come in as just a breath of fresh air, like, oh my gosh, I found my tribe, or I found my purpose in life. I found something that really completes me. It calls in that I don't see this as something I'm forced to be able to do. This is something I really am truly passionate about. I can really see this blossoming into something bigger. So you go through all these different situations where, you got people that are really real with you, and they want to see you, they want to see the best come out of you. I love when I had people in my life that they were like, Roslynn, you can do so much better. I've seen the good side of you. I've seen when things was going on. But it was just like after my mom passed away, it was like a lot of things went downhill. It really did. And I had so many people that was there for me. But then I had people in the background, creating a whole lot of, they picked that time to do a smear campaign on me. It's like when I lost my mom, and that was just enough. But that was, that was the whole point, It was like hers was kind of not natural, but it was just a lot of different things. And that's when my life went down, because they got her out the way. My mom was that one that she would blow the whistle on everybody's ass and would have just been calling people out for what they were, because she had no problem with that. Because she was like, I ain't going to jail for the stuff that y'all doing. Because I know what y'all doing. I'm not about to get involved with that. But, then it was just that. It was like my mom. Then it was like anybody who knew about my situation. I noticed that anybody who really knew about my situation, and it just messed them up. And anybody who could have just really helped me out in my situation had some kind of weird, unnatural, natural way, if you get what I'm saying, they passed away. So it was like being with that, and then just being blessed with that kind of connection where you can talk to people that has passed over. A lot of people think that's weird, can't do that. But then there's a lot of people that I've met through here, that their family that crossed over sent them my way. You know, this is a person I want you to talk to, you know. Because it'll be sometimes, it's like when your ancestors, it's like, well, I can say what comes to me. I'm not saying it in general, unless you're on that spiritual vibe where you do videos like this. You talk about different things that goes on into your life, where it connected me to people that passed on. And it will be that person. I'm like, hey, do you know this person named such and such and such? And they'll just, whoa. You know, I was having dreams about my grandmother. I was having dreams about my sister. I was having dreams about my mom. My family that crossed over, and then next thing you know, I found you. Or somebody else say that they saw a loved one in a dream, and then they saw me next to the loved one, and then they found me. It'll be just some really amazing things that I've heard and that I was able to do, because I mean, I've been in that gift, you know, since I was like 3-4 years old. You know, it'll be certain things that I can mention to my biological dad that I didn't know. Or it would be certain things I would say to my mom and would freak her out, but then it was exciting to her, because it was like I was talking, you know, when you're a child, it's like I try to understand it, but then I got to do deeper research. It's like a deep dive, like how are children able to see spirits, how are animals able to see it. But I guess if it's like, if your mind and your perception is open to things, you know, because as children we develop by things that we're around, things we learn, things we're taught. But a lot of times when we're younger, we see a lot of things that adults don't see. A lot of times you have imaginary friends and not realize it's like an ancestors or grandfather or grandmother, or it was like a family dog that was in the life, like the where they protected you all the way until you came onto this earth. You know, you were born not here. You were not born alive. It was like a soul came down. A lot of times that's the reason why a lot of babies come out screaming and stuff like that, because that's like traumatized. Like, hold up, I was in heaven and then you done came in here and I'm birthing out. Like, whoa. You know, and you're going through these different things. But there's a lot of times when you get a deep reflection, when you're trying to heal, you're like, I don't like the way my life is going. I don't feel fulfilled. Or I'm just trying to see why different things are taking place in my life. Like, I can't get a foot. You know, like you got the energy, you got the wisdom, you know, these are the different things that's unfolding for you. Because there'll be certain things that you may really have a knack for, like, oh my gosh, this is my thing right here. You know, this is what I feel like I can really blossom into something. And then when you finally get there, it's something else, like, okay, this goes a little bit deeper. You know, just like when I first started this, it was all about saying who my father was, you know, the different things that I went through, you know, certain memories that I had that me and my father shared, you know, all those different things that start me there. I didn't know nothing about no Heyokas, no trauma bonding, no love bombing, you know, gaslighting, narcissists, sadists, masochists, you know, sociopaths, psychopaths. I didn't know anything about those things. And I started learning more about that. Like, oh my God, I had traits like this. I was projecting this for my kids. I'm such a bad person. You know, I'm like, okay, I got to correct this. This is certain things that was just passed on. Then I had to have a deeper understanding. It's like your parents were raised in a certain way, certain values, certain cores, you know, that they had to believe, you know, and in certain parts of our family, it's like crying and showing your emotion is kind of like a weakness. So it's like when I would see my dad, especially, you know, people were like, how did you not know that was your dad? Didn't you say you talked to him a lot? I said, well, you got to understand, you know, there's certain parts of your life that you show to individuals. It's like people you just meet, you know, you kind of standoffish. You don't know what you doing. You just trying to, you know, you feeling it, you checking the vibe. So you ain't gonna be all welcoming. Oh, this is me, this is me, this is my dog, this is my kid. Oh, you know, and this person, you know, that, you know, you're not trying to do that. But it'd be so many different things in your life that you had to, you know, you had to experience, you had to go through, you had to lose friends, you had to gain friends. You had to really see people that you loved and hold dearly. That, you know, it would be that saying I say, there's a lot of people you wanted to take to the top are the same people that didn't want to see you at top. So you had to go through all these different revelations. When you found out about your life, there's so many people to say, you know, I went through my spiritual awakening and I lost friends, I lost family, everybody turned back against me, you know, going through all that. I mean, they were working on you for a minute. Matter of fact, they probably been working on you since you were born. There will be certain family lines that, you know, are supportive on that. They believe in you. They want you to believe in yourself. You got their support. You know, they got resources for you. I mean, you actually have some people, and when I say it's a handful of them, you know, most of everybody else that went through some stuff like me, you know, but there's a handful that I met that was like, life has just been Gucci for them. You know, they didn't have to struggle. They didn't have, you know, go through any kind of situation where you felt abandoned, neglected, not believing in yourself, low self-esteem, self-harm. None of those things. The house was nurturing, you know, all good stuff was going on. And now, then you had to be able to connect with people, you know, and some people would tell me, you know, I would hear different stories that they have, and it was just so heartbreaking, like, man, my family's not like that. You know, anytime you see something on TV or even on YouTube, that's all I live on, YouTube, Tubi, and one of the websites or whatever movies I'm watching, you know, be one of those type of things, and it would be calling out, and it would be seeing different things where, I mean, I was seeing stuff like, I'll get pissed. I was really taking a lot of stuff personal when I see what little kids was going through, women was going through, you know, men was going through. It was just so many different things that you seen, and you just can't imagine there was people like that. I mean, there'll be certain things that I've seen on TV. I'm like, oh my God, I can't even imagine what that person been through. And I said, yeah, and that's a blessing. That you never, when you want to wrap your head around what that person is in that vibe right now, whether they're thinking, how they feeling, you know, you had to really go through some jacked up stuff, and this is something you got to sit with, marinate with, and then you got to move accordingly for yourself to whatever you got to get through to get to, you know, these are the different things that help you have a better relationship with yourself. You know, if you wanted people to be in your life to see you, understand you, speak life into everything that y'all go through, or you have somebody in your life that sees that you backpedaling, you on the back seat, like you got a bicycle, you know, those 2-person bicycles, and there ain't nobody directing where you need to be sitting. They see you back here, and you over here sightseeing and stuff, and it's like a Tesla. You know, the Teslas where they got folks where they chilling, playing cars and stuff with themselves while they trusting a car to go ahead and do that. Y'all better quit. I'm like, I don't care how autopilot that is. You on the road, you ain't even in the sky. No. We ain't about to do that. But, you know, when you going through those different things and you playing backseat to your life, and somebody get in your ass, and I mean, it may piss you off when somebody get in your ass, but those are the kind of people you want in your life. That sees that you got so much potential, so much gift of gab. You the jack of all trades. Like, you got so many professional hats about yourself that you may not even be aware of. And this person, like, I done seen when you were passionate about something. I seen where your mindset was focused. What's going on? You know? And it'll be like, even your higher self is like, oh, what you doing? You know, it's like, we ain't doing this. Or you going through these different changes. And it'll be, you know, a lot of times we can say, you know, I was even at fault for saying that, me against the world. Nah. I had to retort and re-vocalize in my verbiage about what choice of words I'm using about how I want to relate to my life or my situation or even myself. You had to really go through things and be able to see where people that have your intentions, good intentions about you. You don't know what kind of words this has been, different people's agendas, their intentions, their motives connecting to you. You know, you don't know all these different things. It was just like with me, I felt like a needle in a haystack, and the haystack was my enemies, and I was the needle just poking, you know. And it would be one of those things, and I felt lost. I felt alone. You know, my situation, nobody didn't want to believe me, or the people that knew wanted to make sure I was lying, like something really wrong with her. She's not. And I'm like, baby, I can show DNA. I can show pictures. And like, I look a split image of my dad. Not right now because I gained a couple of pounds, but that was purposeful too. You know, I had to go through all that. You know, where I was actually hated because I emulated anything about my dad, anything, you know, playing songs, can't even read music, you know, read sheet music. He can't, I'm like, oh my God, that's crazy. My dad can't do it either. You know, I'm like, and this man is a musical genius. Musical genius. Okay. And it was a lot of things I started finding out about myself that was purposely hidden, you know. And I had these, it was very, nerve-wracking to be able to have to find certain things out about yourself. And it really unfolded and it hit me like a brick, I was judged by that. I got mocked for that. People didn't want to believe me. I got death threats on my name. I got family that's denying me, and they know I'm related to them, And I had to be able to go through that. And it's just like, even when I felt by myself, I wasn't by myself. I had to be at that point where there are certain people in my dad's surroundings that know. And it's just like, when they see me pop up, they back up and go. They be like, you ain't tie me to that. They got something going on with that person. They trying to keep it out. And I'm like, I can't get into that. That's dangerous. But it would be that. And, it was a hurtful situation. I had to acknowledge that, my family tried to take me out for a fortune, and my dad left me and my siblings. They still do. It's at that point where, you cry. It's like, how are you, why do you hate me so much? You don't even know me. I'm a trigger to them. It's like, I was even a trigger to my mom because I look just like my dad. And that was a side of him that she no longer had no connection with, because they were high school sweethearts. And I know, I used to think about, it was like when I finally knew who my dad was and acknowledged, this is a person putting two and two together. And I couldn't even imagine how my mom would feel when she would see my dad with other women, especially the different videos, or, because he was a very attractive man. He was known for his women, and I was just like, wow. If I already feel some kind of way, and I'm a daughter, I used to get mad when I would see my dad with somebody, and my mom was like, why are you acting like that? Because he's with her. I don't like that. Be like, and I don't know why, but that was just me. And it was like my adopted dad, like, why the hell is she acting like that? What does she know? Who told her that? It was just a natural instinct. I didn't like anybody who was around my dad. I don't want you around my dad. I don't know what your intentions are. Leave my daddy alone. It would be that type of vibe, and did not know where that was coming from. But it was just, my mom knew. I just didn't know. So it was just a lot of things that has unfolded in my life that I had to learn so much of. And, a lot of people are like, how you adjusting to that? How you, I'm like, they're like, it would be people that really knows what I went through. I'm like, girl, I don't know how you do that. And it's hard. It's really hard, especially when you didn't have closure. It reminds me of, well, I don't want to compare myself to that because my mom wasn't a side chick to my daddy, but it kind of reminded me of Mr. Jackson, Joe Jackson, the Jackson 5s and stuff, where they find out their daddy was tipping out on Miss Catherine and had babies. But I already knew that, but I just didn't know there was some kids involved and stuff like that. It made me feel like that. I was like the dark secret or the cooler talk. And you just had to be able to digest that. Because there would be certain things I would hear. I'm like, what the hell y'all talking about? Like, oh, we know who your daddy is and you don't. Or, oh, you are automatically ATM for them. They can't stand you. They just using you for money. And that would be like a low blow people would do to me. And I'm like, well, why are you coming at me like that? And what the hell are you talking about? It would be those different things. And then when I started seeing the truth of my life and figuring out who my father was, and having that kind of relationship with him, and then going through a nervous breakdown, you find out, you talk to your dad a lot. A lot of times they kept you away from him. He had to be able to speak to me at certain times when mom's husband wasn't around. That's the only time he could speak to me peacefully. And it would be those things, and it was just like, after all that came out, I knew it was something I wasn't realizing, And then when it finally clicked, and you find all this different stuff about, he helped me become a better person with myself. He helped guide me through that, and with his spirit, I talk to him every day. And people are like, how do you do that? And I say it's hard, especially if you know that people are a fan. I don't like using the word fan because it's like fanatics, but fan of different musicians and stuff like that. It was like the love that they had for him, how they kept, speaking good about him, and it's like his legacy is still living from that. And it would be heartfelt. It would hold heavy on my heart because I knew that feeling. But this is a different feeling for me because this is a fan to him, or this is a person that's listened to his music and it influenced them, but this is my dad. This is a person I could never see, but I constantly talk to on the phone, different things. And then it was just like, I had to be, instead of allowing that to break me down, even though it did. I won't lie, it did. There was a couple of times I didn't think I was going to make it, because it was like, you trying to heal and you trying to come to terms, but you have family that's trying to make sure you don't have no kind of closure. You just want to be where your dad was and different things like that. And, I had to be like, okay, I got the music. I remember the phone calls. I remember the laughs. I remember the cries, us acting goofy, silly, my dreams, all this. And I still talk to him, and he always constantly tell me how proud he is of me. And the different things that, he wasn't realizing that he was doing, or he couldn't see past the pain he was going through when he went growing up. And it was just like seeing me go through all the stuff I go through. My dad's very pissed, but also very proud of me at the same time. He's not pissed at me, but he's pissed at other people, because he had to cross over just to finally figure out why he could never see his daughter. Sending money out, but I'm not seeing my daughter, or different lies that was said about me, presented to me on the reason why he didn't see me. I didn't want to see him. I didn't care. I just wanted him for money. Wasn't even receiving the money. It'd be just a mess of stuff like that. But it was just like, when you're going through different things, it was me putting my little personal in, but also these are experiences I had that's hard. A lot of people go through things, and you can really be dealing with some trauma, and you're really trying to understand, how can I have a better relationship with myself? How can I love myself after knowing these different things, or not aware of what I could have been doing that was very toxic, or certain things that it was hurting me that I didn't pay attention to? Because a lot of times we go through life, and when we're not loving ourselves, we can pick certain things that, there ain't no way. When you love yourself, there'll be certain things that you tolerate, and you probably see that now. If you done came a long way and you've been on that healing journey and that truth of really being truthful to yourself, when you give it excuses, when you get triggered, maybe something that you see and it may piss you off. And it was like, this ain't even about, but it can't even be about you. But there'll be certain things that universe is telling you, hey, you holding on too tight. Stop trying to hold on tight to force things to be the way you want them to be. Allow that to flow. Or don't allow yourself to feel like you got to prove yourself to each and every person. They worthy on, you being in their life. When it should be you, when you're a gem, and you're a good person, and you're very authentic, and you're loving. That is a privilege for other people coming into your life, not vice versa. Especially if if that's what they're longing for, and when they don't have that kind of connection with somebody genuine, somebody that I gotta hurry up, and I had to plug my computer back up. It's about to die. But you're going through those different things where you're seeing so much you're going through. It'll be just different times that I'll see, like when this first started, how I was having constant breakdowns. I felt like I was going to lose my mind, not believing this is what, my adoptive father and his wife and family did, my family's doing, family I don't even know, and it was just all those different things. And it's like, when you go through hurt and pain, you go through a lot of adjustments, you go through a lot of truth and reality. A lot of times we can have a picture painted on how our life should be, and a lot of times it really don't pan out that way. You go through things to go through things to get to things, and you're going through that, and this is helping you have a better relationship with yourself, your surroundings, allowing you to be, not saying you're observant, what I'm saying, you're checking out, but it's not like you're forcing yourself to be programmed to feel like you got to see every single thing, but you're allowing yourself to be open. You're open to receive, and you're going through these things. When you ask God, you got to be careful what you ask him, but it's like when you asking for strength, he's gonna put you in all different type of situations where strong and him is the only thing that you need to be leaning on right now. These are putting you through these things, and a lot of time God will put us through some stuff and it'll make you get on your last nerve. But these are the different things as I'm guiding you towards that navigation of finding the truth in you. I need you to see how you click. I need to see, you're in a purpose, and where that purpose is. This is not something that you studied for. This is not something that you know personally, or these are certain things that you ever dreamed of doing. There's a lot of things that's unfolding in our lives that we don't know where it's heading us at. And it can be very scary because you don't know the unknown. And you're going, and it's like, in the way I feel like, it's like going against the grain. Like, this is strengthening you. And so many levels, this is strengthening you. When you go through that reflection, when you really get serious about yourself, because when you know, stress will have you feeling like you should have been at a certain, in a certain, degree right now, or you should have had this many doctorate right now, or you should have had this many this many that. And it's just like, everything is by time. If you got your 2-year goal and your 5-year goal, and then you go to 10, whatever, where you wrote down, this is what I want to be able to achieve. When you putting that in the universe, do your moonlight, affirmations, or at night affirmations, what you're trying to manifest into your life, and certain things is coming into your life that gives context clues about helping you have a better relationship with self. Allowing yourself to, heal from certain things, different things that may overshadow what's, important. Because it's like I feel like when you're going towards something that is going to impact your life in a big way, you're going to have distractions. You're going to have haters. You're going to have different things that's going to mishap, because you're going through this. It's like analysis. And we already going through the 12-year karma ring. We're still going through that. So it's like everything's up in review right now. That's why I was like, you may be going through some stuff, but trust me, there's people going through worse than you. Because some folks is not wanting to heal. Some people like being in disguises, like being in mask. And there'll be certain things where you'll start seeing like you're starting to lose interest in a lot of things you used to do. A lot of things that that used to really just make you click, make you tick, And it'll be certain. I remember I used to watch Cheaters. Steve, what was his name? Steve Wilkos, what else? People's Court, stuff like that. Mari Povich, Sally, all those different people. Now it's like, let me put that mess on now. I can't get through it for 5 seconds before I'm like, what are you doing? It'll start taking me back to certain things like, I don't make peace with that. I ain't trying to do it. I ain't trying to judge nobody, because you were Riri too. You were kind of dumb on that certain situation. You done had to smart up that situation. Taught you something. But these will be certain experiences. You're seeing inwards, you're seeing outwards. A lot of things is being mirrored to you. There's things that's connecting with you, not because it's the same, it's reflecting what you got inside, but there are certain energies that are needing of what you have inside, like that love, that compassion, different stuff. These people may have been used and abused their whole life, and they just want somebody authentic in their life, want somebody to not judge them, for being different. When you think outside the box, people want them to play small to their life. And then next thing you know, y'all been guided together. This could be a platonic relationship or something else. We're all creating and forming our spiritual tribe, our soul tribe that we're doing. A lot of people in life, it is making you rethink the meaning of what family, acquaintance, foes, enemies, and friends are. Because a lot of people are not representing that. That was something that was in your life as a template, basically, for, okay, you had to be able to go through this. Now you're recognizing where abuse is. You're recognizing what manipulation is. Gaslighting, love bombing, narcissists, sadists, all these different things you're learning about yourself. It's like me, I didn't start learning about this stuff until almost close to 9 years ago. And it's fascinating when you're seeing this, like, wow, that's what that was. You didn't even know what deflecting and projecting was. I didn't know what all these things is. And it was just like different stuff that I watched, especially about narcissists or, alphas or sigmas or Heyokas, of course. I do all these videos for that, where I'm called to do. If I experience that and I have a deep dive of what my experience was and how it made me feel. A lot of people, when you're going through these transitions, you don't even understand. It's like, you don't want to be, and like, shoot, you're about to lock me up for some stuff I'm about to say. Because sometimes if you're not woke, you're like, you conspiracy theorist, or you a flat or a round person. You a flat earth, or you round. When you all these different things. And you're learning about quantum physics, you know, how you manifest, bringing stuff in fruition, you know, taking heed of the omens, you know, see the different signs that you have or the warnings that you have, you know, universes, you know, communicating with you through numbers, you know, through sayings, through people, through links, through, you know, movies, through books, all these things. You know, and it's like even the movies they're coming out with, a lot of them, you know, Inception, you know, it was like Inception, or even different, it would be certain things even. And I remember I was talking to a friend like that. I said, you remember how when you were closed off, I mean, you were, you know, we were still in the Matrix, right? There we seeing all them weird asterisks, whatever the best thing was, coming down like that. And when you watch a movie after you done got spiritually woken, it has a whole different meaning. Like, is this what this was about the whole time? Are you seeing certain things? Like Twilight is a twin flame movie. How the hell? What the hell? I didn't even know that. You know, Legion is, I mean, it's about to show you how we coming in to spiritual warfare. Multiplicity. Many different sides of yourself. The Truman Show. You seeing all different things. It's like life is really imitating art, imitating life. You're seeing all of it to where it's like these is like the food for thoughts you getting into is preparing us. It'll be different things that's waking you up too. I don't know, I've seen the one, I don't know if this is a movie or it was a short, but it mess was funny as hell. Because I was like, I love horror movies, and I've seen this one called 9 Volt. I'm like, what the hell was a 9 Volt? I'm like, oh, that's a battery. I'm looking up. Don't do my people like this, but I know y'all gonna laugh because we do it, because y'all done called me out on that. The hell with y'all, because y'all know, y'all was like, damn, I hope they didn't hear that. This is supposed to be a scary movie about Thanksgiving with a whole group of black people and that damn fire alarm. They're like, you don't hear that beeping? I'm like, they need to make this a movie. I'm like, wrong for us calling us black folks out like that. But there's a lot of time I be seeing them videos if they don't change that damn battery, or Sam, I don't know, Sam, if you're gonna watch this video, like, Roslynn, go change that damn battery. I know you hear that. Like, damn, I'm trying to play my meditation music so y'all hear that. But it'll be, you know, it was something I had to laugh at. I'm like, man, if this is gonna be a movie, don't do us like that. But I'm willing to watch. I want to watch that because the mess was funny. It was like all hell can break loose when you do not sit up here and change that battery. But it's just like so many different things. Like, you know, I'm watching, you know, The Crow. The Crow is all about redemption, revenge, vendetta, you know, different stuff like that. I'm like, wow. I don't know if y'all like me, but it's just like certain movies that come out or certain books that I read. I'm like, what's the subliminal on that? Because it's urging me to see that. It's like even with Insidious Red Door, it's about going back. For you to move forward, you have to go back. You have to understand. And I'm not trying to go through, you know, there's some people that love the Insidious universe or whatever, with James Wan and Lee Waddell, you know, I love them anyway. But it was like when they're doing that, it was just like you're seeing how, you know, generations, you know, go through toxic things, and it's like it can enhance when it comes to that next generation. That's why they say learn what you need to learn now, fix what you need to fix now before you start popping out having babies. For you, you know, you do have a copy, you know, copy of a copy. You ain't trying to have that in the next generation. You don't want that. So it's just like we're being the ones that has been doing the emotional clearing, and for that, so it's just like different things that you go through. The people you meet, you know, the tragedies you face, the losses you have to keep moving forward in. Things do a shake up. A lot of times when you're going through spiritual awakenings, a loved one can die. Your marriage is on the shambles. You're homeless. You're about to lose your job, or you have lost your job. You know, you're trying to find your way in life. These are what starts your awakenings. This is what's leading you towards your purpose. But for you to get that, you had to connect with certain people. You had to unfold in certain consequences or certain sequence of life that it was hitting you in a way that you may not have been able to see then, but now you're more in your spiritual and mental awareness now that you would understand, okay, this was part in a way, because there'll be different times where, ooh, and I must be on something, because I kept on having those spiritual hiccups where I had to be, you know, I had to be lied to. Like, say, use that as an example. And this was like a group thing with a family. And these are like family members you ain't seen in years. You know, be one of those things to not find out. Like, you could be like a secret love child between certain people that's shown up when they've been together. And then all of a sudden you find this out and boom, where does this leave your life at now? You know, why did I have to find out the way I found out? Why did I had to wait this long to be able to find out the truth about that? And it's like, you know, sometimes you get so mad at yourself that you can carry guilt. Like, why didn't I see those signs? It's like, please don't do that. I have to stop myself from that. Could be so many times. It's like, I wish I would have, should have, could have, would have, it did certain things. But things happen the way they did. Okay? God does not want you to be burdening yourself on what regret or resentment because you did something a certain way. Or, you know, you didn't know what was being put down for you to pick up at that time. You know, there's a reason why certain things happen that way. You know, and if it's brought to your attention, a lot of times it can piss you off because you really want to know the truth, and you're just that little secret that people are really just not, you know, really just not trying to put out. And this is when it's your journey of finding who you truly are. It's like with my situation, I had to find out who I truly was, because I knew there were certain parts of my life that was like, I don't remember. Like, I'm looking like Winnie the Pooh. Think. What am I not getting? I knew there was something in my life that it's been erased. It's been clouded. It's been curtain closed. It's been something like that. And then just took a movie, a coffee cup, and next thing you know, to open the whole door of all the things that was hidden for me, and it was not pretty. You know, because it'll be just things like, why didn't I know that? You weren't supposed to know. Because sometimes you got to be, you know, the shades have to be closed down on you for a while, because you had to go through experiences. You had to go through highs, lows, losses, wins, failures, acceptance, you know, just a lot of different things. And then it puts you on a path of knowing this is what you're going to learn about yourself. You're very extraordinary, but we had to hide you for a long time. You had to experience a certain amount of things into your life to really see the power you truly hold. And this is like a relationship that has the best relationship is going to be with yourself. If you have been in a situation like I have, where I put my happiness on hold, my life was on hold, I ain't going to even regret, even when I don't talk to my kids anymore, I would never regret doing what I had to do for my kids. I would never. That's one thing I'm not going to regret. You know, I was 10 toes down with my kids. You know, time I had 2 and 3 jobs, didn't get sleep just to make sure my kids were taken care of. You know, I seen the struggle that my mom had, and I did not want to go through that. But and then when I had to, you know, find out about my life. You know, your heir, you know, you got money left to you. You didn't have to struggle. People were living off of you. They were banking off of you. You know, they were using you as a pawn. You know, using you as an ATM to keep funding whatever they wanted for life, to have good in life while you suffered. That was some stuff that I had to sit with. And I'm glad I found out in the stages of my healing when I did. Because that could have been, Roslynn would have been making videos from cell block C. But now it's just like, okay, what do you do with this? What do you know? And it was just like, the more I knew, the more and it's not even trying to be condescending or arrogant, but the more I found out and the more I stayed calm, and I told people exactly what they did to me, and I remember exactly what happened, and I stayed calm. That's the most dangerous thing you can do. Anybody knows that they did something to you, and you know what they did, and they make an effort to let you know they know what you did, and they stay calm. Baby, when I tell you somebody can come unhinged like that, just to not know when that get back is coming back to them. But you stay calm, you get real quiet. You know, the words can cut like a knife. When I was dealing with my situation, like, nah, I just tolerated you for a minute. I'm not trying to do that on purpose. I got better things to do. You know, I did certain things because my kids need certain things, and they needed their grandparents and stuff to be there. But I let them know this is what you did, and I know what you did. You know, and all that. And it's like, especially when I start putting side-by-side pictures of me and my dad up, and they see now on my phone, and it lit up like my dad was even there in my kids' graduation. Like, I'm going to let them know I'm here. And that scared the shit out of it. So it would be those different things where, you know, they wanted me docile. You know, they wanted me shut back down. They didn't want me to remember, because this is going to start getting in the problem for them doing their heist on what they had to do, and I was angry. These are different things I went through, being able to have a better relationship with myself, because my mom had already told me. It took me back to that. And matter of fact, it was my mom's anniversary the other day, and she reminded me of that. It was just like, you're gonna find out a lot of things about yourself, and it's gonna really piss you off. It's really gonna piss you off, and you already gonna come out of pocket when you start finding out. But I'm gonna let you know, I wanted you to know your family. I don't care what people tell you. I wanted you to know your family. I don't care what people have said. I wanted you to know you were adopted, and I wanted you to know who your family was. But my mom said, but make sure you do not tell her ex-husband and his wife, because they're going to do everything to stop that. And I just didn't understand why they kept telling me that. And she would tell me, don't let them know that you're trying to find your dad, because you want to know who your mom is, and you already know your dad. I'm like, Mom, who is my dad? And she was like, you talk to him. But see, my mom didn't know anything related to my dad. I had to go through hypnosis, because I kept on having night terrors about my dad. And it wasn't bad things that was about my dad. My dad was sending me omens to let me know what these folks was doing. And I didn't know. And I'm telling them, and they look like they about to piss on themselves. I'm like, yeah, my dad came in like a superhero, had a big old bag of money, and said, they're not getting you or this money. They're not your family. I'm telling them exactly, like, we got to go see it. She getting a little bit too close to that. And now when I said too close, I mean too close to the truth. And this is when I was like 13, 14 years old. And I had to have all that shut down. Anything that had music or a song, like, why are you saying his name? Why are you bringing this up to me? It would be, let me see if this is working. And it would be that. So it was just like all these stuff that I had to go through, and you have to really sit with that. And that lets you know how strong you really are. Okay? It's like, don't ever allow somebody to downplay your feelings. Like, when you are hurt, like you're grieving. I mean, this is what we're going through right now, is a grieving period of dark night of the soul, kundalini, ascension. You're upgrading, you're leveling up, you're peeling back the onion where you find the truth in you. You're a human, you're having a human experience, but you're a spiritual being. Okay? Very powerful person, but you had to be able to find that in you. And a lot of times when we had to have that solid connection with self, because we can be like that with everybody else, but we neglect self. This ain't that time for you to be doing that. If you were that type of person that always constantly put your life on hold for people. Now, it's different when you got kids, especially if you're a single mom. I understand that. Or a single dad. I don't want to leave the dads out, because there's some of them, they playing mama too. Okay? And you had to really go through some stuff, and you had to sit and just being able to think the people you loved, the people you looked up to, you admired, you respected, you spoke highly of. These are the type of people that really wanted to see you down. You didn't exist. You just stay quiet. Don't speak of what we did to you. We have an image to uphold. You're finding out all these different things about yourself, and you got to sit and know what folks did to you. And these are the people that you really love. But then it started making a lot of sense why people always downplayed your achievements or different things you were going into, and they try to throw doubt in there, like, you really sure you got what it takes to do that? And I used to tell my kids, because I remember I used to get told that a lot. Not by my mom, but the other ones. My mom always used to tell me, and I tell my mom though, you can do anything you put your mind to. If you got that mindset and you already know this is going to make you flourish as a person, this is going to bring some kind of, abundance in your life in every way, spiritual, physical, monetary, whatever. Apply that towards your life. You're going to go through different things that's going to take place into your life for that to be coming out to your life. So, just be prepared. Expect the unexpected, But you're going through things that make you be able to have a better relationship with yourself. Like I said, if you were that type of person where you sacrifice your happiness, your self-worth, your self-love. Number one, if anybody got you, I don't care if family or not, wife, husband, no, baby daddy, baby mom, no. Anybody who's wanting you to sacrifice your happiness, your well-being, those are the things that's making you sacredly you. Anybody who asking you to compromise that, to fulfill their needs, kick the motherfuckers to the curb. Okay? Don't do that. Because anybody who loves you is not going to ask you to do that. Anybody who's strong ain't going to ask you to play small. They're going to tell you, you better shine bright like a diamond, okay? Shine bright. And you keep stepping up, keep showing up for yourself. Till you got your haters asking for applications. Till they start asking you for the wisdom you got to get over the stuff they trapped you in. So, I hope you were able to resonate with the content of the video. Much love to y'all. I wasn't expecting this video to be long, because there's 2 videos that was long back to back. But I ain't trying to do that to y'all. So, you get a chance to watch it. It'll be that download, the food for thought that was given. But you'll see me on my next video. Much love to you. Peace.